guys, how are you? I'm Allison Reynolds from a little Rhode Island. So I decided to start this for many reasons, but one of the main reasons is I have a daughter that has spastic quad cerebral palsy and she's nonverbal. So unlike many people, I really can't work out of the house. So I really was searching for a second stream of income where I can make money online. And when I heard 2-hour workday and you can make 6 figures, I'm like, yada, yada, yada. That is the unicorn. But listen, I saw people making money. I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it. So I said yes back in December. I started on TikTok. So I had 0 followers over there. What did I do? I plugged into Michelle's trainings. I plugged into all the TikTok trainings. It literally taught me how to reach 1,000 followers in the correct niche. It taught me how to just hit the plus sign to make a video. Then I learned how to do attractive marketing and storytelling, everything that you're going to learn inside. And I remember being on one of these webinars and Michelle saying, listen, anybody that does 6 figures in 6 months is going to be talking on this. And I said to my husband that day on the couch saying, I have no idea if this is going to work. I have no idea if I'm going to get 1 follower on TikTok, but I'm going to be a speaker on that webinar. And you know what's so crazy? I'm realizing right now, I'm at the exact place that I hit $100,000 on in 6 months on Father's Day. And this is like my favorite place. And yes, I already hit $10,000 this month, you guys. I literally didn't even understand what digital marketing was. But listen, you literally cannot go wrong with the blueprint and all the trainings. All I did was just dig in because I said, if I can learn how to make $900 a day, you bet your tushy I was going to learn, and I am learning. And today I'm actually by myself. I'm away from my kids today because guess what? I just wanted to be. I needed a break and I'm in my happy place. And I'm telling you from my heart to you, it does not matter if you have followers. It does not matter if you're good. Listen, for 2 weeks before I even started, what did I do? I literally just watched TikTok videos over and over. And I was a crazy person talking in my house until I got comfortable in what I was saying. You fake it until you make it. But I'm telling you, if I can do this, you can do it. So get back to the person who invited you here and change your freaking life because it is a freaking dream come true.
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Yay. Okay. So I'm on my iPad today. I normally just do this on my phone. Michelle talked about how much she uses her iPad. My iPad is my life. I use it every day. So get you an iPad, right? Thanks for having me. My story is a little different. I'm a little different. Praise the Lord, right, for that. I watched in a span of 8 months and I bought 5 other digital marketing courses. I had shiny object syndrome. I kept buying things. People said, oh, this is better than this. So I would buy that and I would literally freeze and stare at what I had bought because there was no support. I didn't know how to make a website. I didn't know what a funnel was. And I'm kind of old school. I'm 42. All I've ever known is MLMs. I've sold MLMs since I was 18. I started selling Pampered Chef when I was 18. I would go to people's houses and I would carry all that crap in and out of the house and deliver catalogs and pick up the checks and go back and deliver the product and make like $35. And that's all I'd ever known. So when I started looking at this, after the pandemic and all the things, and I thought, there's no way. And I got in my head, and I'm sure if you're watching, even if you already do this, we get in our heads. I thought, well, you have to have a big following. Well, you have to be really smart. Well, you have to look a certain way. And I didn't fit any of those bills because the creators that I followed were too fancy or perfect. And I'm like, that's not me. And I found Michelle. Somebody introduced me. I started looking. I'm like, that's different. They have classes. They have Zooms. They have tech support. None of that other stuff I bought had that. So I bought in and I sat on it. And I don't talk about that very often, but I bought in June of last year and I sat on it till October. I didn't do anything. Anybody ever have, you just buy something like, I don't know what to do with that. Because I was still in my MLM head. And that's the thing that really got me, right? I'm not tech savvy. I don't even know how to make videos. I don't even know how to work the iPhone that I paid $1,200 for. My daughter's 12. She can do that better than me. So I sat on it until I found somebody to help me. And then I started talking about it and I made $10,000 in 2 months. Michelle had a push and she said, watch every video. And I did that. I completely got out of my MLM head. I watched Michelle every single day and I made $10,000 from November to October or November to December. And my husband's like, this is different. So, I really stress to everybody I talk to that you can be exactly who God made you to be and still make money here. And my biggest roadblock, even after I was bought and sat and watched, I just didn't think it was something that someone like me could do. And when you get out of that mental block and you watch and you realize that you'll attract people because that's what the course teaches. So I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have somebody to go back to and say, I can't find this video. Help me. I have Michelle and she pours into us every day. I watched her videos. I did everything she said to do. I made $100,000 in 6 months. Praise the Lord. I made it talking about Jesus. I made it being crazy, like from my double wide trailer in West Virginia, because in my head for so long, I thought you had to be something different. But in reality, you just have to be what you are and plug in and be, and be coachable. You have to be willing to learn something new. If you're like me, you're old school, you're not used to digital anything. I'm used to the customer getting a physical product and they'll call me like, this is broken. Like, that's all I got to fix it. This is different. So I'm very thankful. This is life-changing. Like, I have a full-time job, homeschool my daughter. And this is like something I just fit into my pockets and it blows my mind because I don't spend hours on my phone. And that's what she teaches us. I spent more time with MLM and I would make $5 or $10 off of a product. And I'd be like, all right, I got a sale today. And that, you know what I mean? That's what I did. So I'm less time on your phone, plug into this because this will, if you allow it, it'll change your life because it has so many people in our community are winning and it's different. Right? It's amazing.
My name is Victoria. I am a busy boy mama. I have 3 little boys. 2 are special needs. 1 is a tiny tot tornado. And my husband is active duty Army. And yes, I have tried everything under the sun. Literally, if you look at my resume prior to digital marketing, I've worked in the corporate world. I've waited tables. I've done retail. I've worked in public schools. Like, I was that person that was constantly trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, right? And then once I started having kids, I wanted to find a way to stay home with them so that I wasn't missing any part of their childhood. So that's when I left corporate and I said, I'm going to find a way to stay home. And I fell into the whole MLM thing. And tell me in the comments who has ever done any kind of multi-level marketing. This is not that. I always want to be super, super clear about how wildly different this is. But if you have, what it's like to kind of be the little hamster that's doing everything to try to make 25 to 50% of somebody else's company, right? Not of somebody's company, but of a sale. Okay. So I spent 7 years doing that because I wanted to stay home with my kids. And what I really got out of it was my face glued to my phone while I was doing the parties, the recruiting, the salesy posts, the cold messages, the follow-up, all of those things to make $7 on a stinking mascara. Now do the math on this for a minute. If you've ever done any kind of MLM, how many sales would you need to get to make $900? Because for me, I had to get 128 customers just to make 900. Okay. And so this is the way that I always thought I had to make an income if I wanted to stay home with my kids, right? And for me, I just was not getting the time freedom I wanted. I was not getting the financial freedom that I wanted. And so I ended up looking for other ways to make an income from home. Okay. And so I left that and I said, I'm going to start my own business. Now, how many of you have ever started your own business? Say me in the comments, because if so, you know what it's like to go into debt to start a business. I went 30 grand into debt because I'm like, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to be the one making 100% profit. I went 30 grand into debt to start an online boutique. And so that's what I was doing prior to digital marketing. Okay. So here's what happened for me. I still had to find customers. I had to ship orders. I had to I was still losing all that time that I wanted with my kids trying to make this work for me. And so what happened for me was I started seeing this girl talking about how she made 40 grand in 2 months doing this digital marketing thing on social media. And I was such a skeptic because I had been burnt by MLM personally. Okay. And so I was like, that's got to be some other MLM thing. I wasn't really interested, but she kept showing up in my newsfeed. And so I kept getting more curious. I kept asking the question. And what happened, like, meanwhile, was my boutique started failing. I hadn't made a sale for 6 weeks. And so I went from averaging $1,200 a month with my boutique to nothing. And y'all know when it rains, it pours. Okay. I'm telling you this because I want you to understand what it like the growth that I've had here from being broke to going to multiple 6 figures. Okay. So we were living paycheck to paycheck off of my husband's Army income when I started this. And so once I put all of those fears and all that skepticism aside, and I was like, you know what, this is my Hail Mary. I'm just going to give this a go. You know, if you've tried all of these other work from home jobs, then it's like, okay, well, this is what's one more, right? And I've tried them all. I did affiliate marketing and email marketing and like all the things, and nothing ever brought me a substantial income until now. I went into this saying I was hoping to maybe make $1,200 a month. And it's laughable to me now because in my first month alone, I made 29 grand. Now, everybody's story is different, okay? But I made 29 grand in my first month. By 5 months, I hit my first 6 figures. And now I'm how many days away from hitting 1 year? The 19th will be 1 year in, and I'm almost to $400,000 in 1 freaking year. In our last 90-day run that we had, I made $214,000 in 90 stinking days. Does this program work? Absolutely. And I will preach it from the rooftops. If you are skeptical, if you are doubting, y'all, it is the simplest 2-hour workday. It is the simplest stinking process. If you can commit and plug in and stay consistent, you can absolutely go from, like, right now, July, which is when I started a year ago. Okay. I went from broke the beginning of 2023 to 6 figures from July to December. What would that do for you right now? Doesn't matter what the beginning of the year looked like for you. One decision right now can change the trajectory of the rest of this year for you. And so I always just want to be the hype girl that encourages you, no matter where you're at, you are one decision away from that. So that's my story. And yeah, I love it.
So I have a question.
Space and had a home-based business or a side hustle for the last 24 years. And most of the time it was in the network marketing or MLM space. And I've done pretty good. I made some money in that space. But for me, it was always you build up a team and then you build it and then it falls apart. And then you build it again and it falls apart. And, you know, Michelle talked about, you know, earning 100% commissions here. And in network marketing or MLM or affiliate marketing, you're averaging about 25%. And so you're doing a whole bunch of marketing, and a lot of times your product is very niche, meaning weight loss, skincare, you know, a service, whatever. It's a very niche market. And so when I found this Legacy Builder program, and it's kind of ironic, I don't know if I told this story, but I'll keep it brief. A gentleman I got helped get started in the home-based business space back in 2005, a guy by the name of Jason Cardamone. He was doing a live on Facebook and he caught my attention. I jumped on. We hadn't talked in 15 years. And I jumped on and listened to what was Jason. Then we jumped on the phone real fast, which, by the way, folks, you don't have to get on the phone with people, but him and I knew each other. So I jumped on the phone with Jason because I was struggling to understand the 100% commission model. And I'd seen it floating around a little bit over the past few years. So anyway, fast forward, we spoke on the phone. I jumped on a webinar. I got the chance to ask a question that Michelle's going to answer your questions here at the end of the webinar. I've never seen anybody, by the way, that stays on and answers everybody's questions, folks. So if you have a question, raise your hand at the end. And I asked a couple questions and then I got started. And I got started with the Legacy Builder program, the 900. Our best-selling product is, as Michelle has talked about, we have 4 different products here within the program. And the reason I did that is because I'm like, well, if I'm going to be doing the marketing anyway, I want to get the best bang for the buck on the program. So if I'm going to be putting in the effort and putting in the time and following the training and doing the advertising and going out to my social media and and wherever I'm doing the marketing, I want to get the best bang for the buck. Well, I did that in the first month, which was April. I got started on April 1st. The first month I made $11,000 US, which was like 14,000 Canadian, because I'm in Canada. And so with the exchange rate, it's even better at 1.37. And then fast forward to today, since April 1st, I made $59,200, which is $81,100 Canadian. And we're still going strong. But, more importantly, I've had a lot of people that have purchased this product from me that have had massive, massive success. You mentioned Vince in the beginning of this webinar. Vince is one of my personal friends. Jeff Simpson posted today in the community, he's 25 days in and made $25,000. Folks, if you'll plug in and you'll actually follow the trainings and follow and do the work, we can't guarantee you're going to make any income. No way. Michelle talked about that with the income disclaimer in the beginning. But the chances of your success are huge. And if you'll plug in and stay positive and, again, do the work, you can possibly have success here, I guess is a great way to say it. Look at the countless people. When you get inside of this community, over 25,000 people, and you go to the win column on a daily basis, every single 5, 10, 15, 20, somebody is posting wins. And then Michelle just asked about the community and for people inside to make some comments. Folks, that's the best thing about this entire program. The money's great. But money's a byproduct of the mindset and the training and everything that you're going to get here. So that's it. I'm going to shut up now. Michelle, thank you so much for this opportunity. And folks, I'm telling you, like Victoria said, just do it and get in and follow it. And look at what she's done. Amazing. And then, I jumped on Allison's Facebook training. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for that this afternoon. And folks, I've been doing this a while and I'm learning stuff. So anyway, sorry, I don't know if you lost me there. Phone came in, but yeah, plug in. Thank you, Michelle. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Why not you? So what I want to do is I want to take it to Canada. How's that, you guys? Let's have somebody from Canada come on and speak. You guys, Wendy, she actually hit 100K in 2 months following this process. So I want you to hear her story, okay, and see, you guys, it's just the difference of wanting to plug in and be coachable. Okay, Mindy, you should be able to unmute.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Okay. Hello. You can see me okay, everybody?
Perfect, yes.
We just had a tornado warning go through here, so I was like,
oh no.
It doesn't happen very often in our small little town. So here I am, glad to be here. Guys, all the way from Canada. Tornadoes don't happen very much up here in Canada, but I'm so glad to be here. I've been doing this for 14 weeks now, everybody. And I got to tell you, if you're one of those people, first off, let me know in the comments if you're from Canada, because I want to know how many Canadians I'm talking to here. We in Canada, we are limited to what online things we can do, because in the States, it's a bigger country than ours, and you can do a lot more things. They got TikTok Shop, they got, Creator Fund and all this stuff. We don't have any of that up here in Canada. So we're limited. So when I start telling people you can make money off TikTok, they're like, yeah, say what? Like, how do you doing that on TikTok? And so I got to tell you, I'm a grandma. When I became a grandma 7 years ago, my heart melted. I spent a lot of my life, and I don't know if I'm 55, all you guys know, if you are my age or, roundabouts, you remember life before the internet. Like, life before the internet, the only way to make money from home is if you babysat other people's kids. And I didn't do that. I had to go out, leave my nest, leave my kids, and go to work to earn an income. I sacrificed time with them because that was the only way that we could make ends meet. That was the only way we can continually pay off Peter, or borrow from Peter to pay Paul. We were constantly in that kind of rat race, and constantly lived in negative debt. That was just life for us. I tried. Once I became a grandma, I was like, my heart broke. I wanted to be home. I wanted more time. We realize how fast time goes, right? You blink, and how the heck did I get to be a grandma so fast? So I wanted my time with those little girls, but I needed that income for retirement because finances just weren't there. They just weren't. So you can see that tug of war that happened in my heart. So I tried home parties. How many of you done home parties? Go out at night, lugging your stuff, trying to sell your wares to people. I did the home party thing. I did network marketing. I sold life insurance. I was trying so many things. Then I was introduced to the online world. And about 4.5 years ago, I did something that was really, I thought you had to spend a lot of money to make a lot of money. And no, I spent a lot of money, but I certainly didn't make a lot of money. So again, lost more money than I ever did make. Then I was introduced to affiliate marketing, and I thought, great, okay, this looks good. I started making about 25%, and I had made money. So I was happy with that. I was like, yes, I finally found something that makes me money that's online. Then I saw Michelle. And she said, make 100% profit. And I was like, yeah, say what? Like, what is she talking about over there? Because I was making 25% profit. So 25% or 100%, what sounds better to you, right? What sounds better to you? 100%, obviously. So I took a look further. Now, I totally 1000% believe in automation because all of the online businesses I did had the power of automation. So I knew how powerful automation was. And that's not just, I looked at a lot of like other things out there and I'm like, yeah, it doesn't have automation. I'm not doing that one. Because what automation does, it's your freedom machine. It gives you your time back, which I was saying, I'm a grandma, I wanted my time back. So I needed something with automation. So my affiliate business had automation. And then I saw Michelle with automation at 100%. I was very intrigued. So I equate it to this. I have a Toyota RAV with a 4-cylinder engine. It gets me where I need to go. I'm quite happy with it. But we also have a Mustang GT. And I got to tell you, when I get in that Mustang GT, I can get there a whole lot faster. Both the same thing. They're a car. But I equate, once I started with this daily pay blueprint, it was like jumping in a Mustang. It accelerated my income. So I went from 25% to 100% and just, boom, like, I can't even say it any other way. 14 weeks doing this business. When I was doing my affiliate marketing, I made about 40 grand in 10 months. And I thought that was the cat's meow. I was super happy with that. That was great money. Okay, are you ready for this? Because this blows my mind. I can't even comprehend this number. I just added up my numbers for this webinar because, I don't get all hung up on the numbers, but it is important to know your numbers. 311,000 Canadian dollars in 14 weeks. Like, I can't wrap my brain around this. This is Canadian dollars. I don't know what that translates into American, maybe 250. Something like that. 14 weeks. My husband and I, that's more. Maybe it's 3 years of our income. I don't even know. Like, crazy. It's crazy because, like I'm saying, I'm in the Mustang GT and I'm just flying down the road because that's what the power of this business is. It is a complete business package. Now, because I was in all those other things, I had something to compare this to when I saw it. So when I saw what Michelle had put together here, I was like, oh my goodness. This is everything I was looking for that I couldn't find. It was like, kaboom. So I went in, I jumped in, I was so excited. And as you can tell, it was like getting a Mustang. I jumped into it and went, yeah, baby, let's go. Because this is like everything I'd ever dreamed about in the online space. And my income just shows that. The profits that I've made just shows that. I am thankful to God every day because I have my grandkids here right now. Actually, we had them from after school, and this grandma has more time. I've cut back my hours at work. Now people ask me, why are you still working? Well, that's a whole long story. I don't work for a corporation where they treat me like if I burn out, I'm like a light bulb, they throw me out. No, I work for mom and pop. And sadly, the mom has cancer and I can't leave them in their time of need. I manage the ranch, so I can't leave them in their time of need. But I told them, I want to cut back my hours. I want to have more time for my family. I'm going to train somebody. So I'm in that process of cutting my hours back so I can have more time for my beautiful, beautiful 3 little granddaughters, because they are the apple of my eye and the joy of my heart. So I got to tell you guys, if you have been looking, if you've been trying all these things like I've been trying, there's nothing like this. We are breaking the mold. There's nothing like this in the online space. It's unbelievable what Michelle has done. And she's just, her heart, her servant heart for helping us all comes out every single day in our community. It just makes the world a difference. So I'm so thankful to share my story. I'm so thankful you guys are here. Jump in. Please get back to the person who invited you, because you will not regret it. I can tell you that, bottom of my heart. See you guys.
Thank you for sharing. Now you go and